Hello from Sojourn Psychology. It is Tara Boothby, and I am out and about in Edmonton. River Valley is looking gorgeous and green this spring day. So today I'm going to talk a bit about, from my book, Love and Love's Energy. One of the concepts that people have been very curious about or finding helpful is the concept of defaults. Now, defaults is a word that I have used to describe the behaviors that we manifest that show up on our surface, so to speak. What are the things that we do, how we say, how we move around in the world around us? Now, our defaults are something that become automatic after a while when we keep doing the same behavior over and over and over again. The risk is it becomes automatic. That's something in our brain. Our brain likes to be very efficient, and if we habitually do something, that neural pathway becomes stronger. Now, from an attachment perspective, what's really important is how we feel in the relationships around us based on our love energy experience. So if we've had lots of good love energy experiences, that's going to help us better stay in our body so that our behaviors are more conscious or mindful. Lisa was talking about mindfulness on the vlog, I think last vlog. But we want to be aware and alert, and we want to be whole people. So we want to be flawed and fabulous and all of those things and be alive in the life that we're given. Now, if we have more negative experiences of love energy, then we worry that our whole self will not be accepted. And we try to hide our flaws, or we live in our fear perspective. So it can get really complicated, but I want to talk about the default stuff, right? Now, our defaults really naturally fall into two categories. I'm just going to put this over here. And they're based on our longing to be connected to people at a tolerable distance. Now, some of us are more likely to move into relationship when we're dysregulated, and some of us are more likely to move out of relationship when we're dysregulated. What's dysregulation? That goes back to our relationship with our whole self. So if I don't know how good it is in here, then I'm going to feel dysregulated in uncomfortable situations, and that's where these risky automatic behaviors can show up. And if I am inclined to want to self-regulate when I feel dysregulated, I'm going to move out more. And if I'm inclined to co-regulate when I feel dysregulated, I'm going to move in more. Now, the risk with, again, defaults, these automatic behaviors, is they're not our authentic self showing up. They are a strategy. They are a way that we are self-protecting to hide our inner world because we're uncomfortable. Now, defaults serve us. We get some good things. One of my main defaults is my workaholism. I like to overdo and overachieve. I don't know. Does it show up? But my over excelling or my overachieving, my overdoing has helped me to achieve many beautiful things. I love excitement. I really enjoy doing a lot of things when I'm in my body. So there are times when I can overdo things and I'm in my body, like I am in this vlog. This is kind of over the top thing to have a vlog and to talk about concepts and to go find a beautiful location to do it in. But I'm present. I'm here. Now, there can be times where over efficiency or workaholism can be dangerous when I'm not mindfully here, when I am not aware of my good and bad, my flawed and fabulous stuff. And that's when a person can really run the risk of overachieving, maybe burnout, something like that. This is just an example. But defaults are something that we've done to self-protect, and they're something to make friends with because they're not going anywhere. However, we want to be more aware of our inner world. We want to be more capable of accepting, of loving, of honoring our whole self, flawed and fabulous and included. Flawed and fabulous and frickin' delightful. Because the more consciously we are aware of this inner working model, and if you're curious about your own inner working model, that's a term from John Bowlby. I do recommend my book, Love and Love's Energy, because it helps to figure this stuff out. What is my whole self inside that I'm trying to protect? and what are the ways that I might be presenting myself to keep people away from finding out whatever is not so great about me on the inside. We're not so great on the inside sometimes, and other times we're really great on the inside. But we're all just people like everybody else. So the more we can understand our internal working model, the better we are able to make choices about how we present in the world around us, and we can move in when we want to, and we can move out when we want to. When I'm talking about these terms, moving in and moving out, again, that's noticing love energy, noticing attachment strategies, or the defaults. The truth is we're all a mix-up of moving in and moving out, and we just want to make sure that we're aware of the automatic reactions that we have of ways we might move out or move in, and that could cause us harm, or that really gets in the way of us just knowing ourselves and loving our whole selves. Also, it's interesting, just thinking about defaults, that sometimes it's really helpful to understand our trauma response, or understanding our defaults help us better understand our trauma response. They go together. And our trauma reaction is almost always automatic, especially when we're not aware of it, not some of that fight, flight, fawn, freeze stuff. And if you're curious about those things, that also has connection to our defaults, because again, our defaults are informed by our negative experiences of love energy, times that it has been missed, times that people have been unloving to us, times that people have omitted, times that people have attacked us, contemptuousness, criticism, stonewalling, some of Gottman's language. And so it is a bit of a trauma connected category. Our defaults aren't always a trauma response, but sometimes they are. And if you are curious, you want to know yourself better, this is one of those things that can make more sense. In the book, I go through defaults at great length and notice different types of ways that we might move in or move out in times of distress. And it's helpful. It's helpful to consider. It's helpful to look at these lists of behaviors and notice which ones are similar to us and which ones are different, which ones remind us of people that we love, which ones remind us of people that have harmed us. Okay, we're all just people like everybody else. We're trying to figure it out. We want to be in our body as whole people, trusting that we're wholly loved and that we are always included in the same heart of love as everybody else. And when we know our pure of heartness, we can trust more and more that our innate goodness is why we belong in love's grander, massive energy. All right, you guys, take care.